Government kicking the can down the road with targets in 2050 and 2040. We need climate emergency.
And what do you think? What do you think is successful?
Very happy. Thank you.
Morning.
Morning. Thank you very much.
Somebody else, another media
To be arriving into Warrington 19, leaving the zero, please make sure all your personal.
Recognize I'm very short on time, but I want to, ask you.
I'm going to be speaking to not just our national leaders, not just those at the United Nations, the business community, other groups, to make sure that everyone understands that we can't afford for Glasgow to be a failure. Why? Because we're already seeing in cities in the West the consequences of climate change and the air pollution crisis. This summer in London, we saw flash flooding in London, 31 stations closed because of flash flooding, many homes and businesses flooded. We saw people in old people's homes affected by the heat wave. We've seen floods in New York, in Germany. We've seen fires in Australia and Greece. So we can't assume this is a problem for 10, 20, 30 years' time. This is a problem for now. And that's why it's so important our national leaders don't kick the can down the road to 2040, 2050, but take action now.
Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating to see the distant. There are billions of people in the global south for whom climate change impacts are happening today, now. Those livelihoods are being destroyed. It's not just words. Lives are being lost, livelihoods are being destroyed. It's not just words. These are the smaller emitters. Africa, for example, 0.55% of global emissions, and yet the consequences are dire. Oh yeah, we just did a competition at meeting. Yeah, we're hopeful that we'll have one. This is a climate-related issue which is not being talked about, because we're talking about the electric cars, because we're talking about the green congestion zones. That's all great. It's very, very important and really necessary. But let's not forget how millions, billions of people's situations are different. And let's ensure that this conversation on climate gets to the heart of it. Let's hold nation states accountable. Let's actually find a mechanism to ensure that these issues are not swept under the table. You can't just have flowery statements when you go home, you continue to enable situations like this to arise.
Sometimes it's kind of constant. Where would you put it?
Really?
Yeah, because besides the metro system, we need to sustain ourselves in this fight for a long time to come. So don't give up hope. We need you. We don't have any other option. Human beings are stubborn. We're going to find a way to survive. But let's find a way to thrive as well.